gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boys.
Hey, boy.
And girls. And whatever you want to self-identify as. Welcome to another edition of Bunny Ears, your favorite podcast.
Yeah. We were just talking about cans.
Yeah.
Cans.
Who loves them?
We all love
All
them.
different kinds. And
No,
we're
the
saving
cans on our ears. And how we having conversations. Yes,
our
sorry.
head
Do the
buds.
intro.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I'll do the intro. I'll do it.
Please.
Okay, welcome to Bunny Ears Podcast. It's the only podcast that has bunny ears on it. I am your special guest, Linda Hamilton, and I'm joined by...
My name is Macaulay Culkin.
There you go, Macaulay Culkin. And so we were talking about how it's really weird when you can hear yourself on the cans.
Well, you
and cans in the business
enunciate.
means headphones.
Or women's breasts.
Or
But that was in the
women's
80s.
No, not even. That's like the 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, check out those cans.
Yeah, check out those, yeah. And then the yams with the legs.
People were horrible back then.
Yes.
Just like generally. Isn't it crazy how quickly we've evolved as a society? Honestly, think about that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like 20 years we got we came real correct.
We only got on the first airplane little bit more than 100 years ago. And we've been to the moon and back since. Yes, we have.
Yeah, I got VR now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, shit's impressive.
Yeah, no, we
vape.
move fast.
Yeah.
We move fast.
We move fast.
Yeah, that's what Ferris Bueller would say.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P.
The character, not the actor.
No. Life moves pretty fast. So
okay.
there
I
you go.
forgot.
Yeah, you were talking about.
I was just ending you, brah.
I know.
Shout out
Thanks,
to the
thanks,
UCB.
bro. Fist bump. Okay, let's introduce our guest.
We got a guest, and we're going to be talking about something. He's a returning guest.
A returning guest. Yes.
One of our one and only returning guests. So nice, we had to book him twice.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him from...
thrice.
Oh, is it your third time on the show?
Yeah,
Yep.
thrice.
Oh, never mind then. So nice, we had to book him thrice. You know him from... Watch this shit. Ready? The virginity hit. Bridesmaids. An episode of Michael and Michael Have Issues. An episode of Grey's Anatomy. An episode of The Big Bang Theory. Victorious. Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. Death and Return of Superman. Yep. That commercial, a PSA he did when he was a kid that he's embarrassed of because people made fun of him for it. His album Terminal Cases.
Yeah.
Wow. His short-lived podcast with Liz Gillies called The Universe.
Wow.
Yeah, we're friends, man.
You deep dove.
If you don't know who it is,
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Penn.
it's Sean Penn.
That's right. Thanks, you guys.
Tell us about Haiti. And tell us why you hated
bad
Madonna.
right now,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
Oh, yeah.
He tortured her.
Me too.
Apparently.
Hold on. Let's finish with the introduction.
Sorry.
Let's finish with the introduction.
I didn't.
No,
You
I
didn't.
cut you off.
Not Matt Bennett.
Ladies and
it's
gentlemen,
Matt
it's fucking
Bennett.
Matt Bennett.
Oh.
Hey,
Thanks
what do you
Thanks for
frickin' know?
clicking on the
It's
episode.
Mr. Matt Bennett.
Yeah, thanks for reading the info.
What are you doing here? What are you doing?
What do you know? Hey.
Why this
Oh,
one?
hey.
Yeah, why me?
What's special about this night?
I don't know.
Matt Bennett's here.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
different
all right.
about this night
You're
than
the
any
real
other
Mr.
night?
Matt.
That's right. My name is
You're
very famous in this world.
Do you want to tell that story really, really quickly?
Oh, man. Really, really quickly, I was trying to work out in Japan.
Not like
and-
exercise.
No. I want to. Yes. I was trying to.
I was
get
looking-
I
I
was
was
trying to
thinking
get a
gym.
gym membership in Japan. I was trying to, I guess, model or do television out there.
Try to break. Yeah.
And the first agency that I went to turned me down, and then later found out that I was working in television in America and sent me a very nice email in very broken English where they go, when you first came in, we didn't think you were the real Mr. Matt, but now we know you are the real Mr. Matt.
Mr. Matt.
Your name is very famous in this world. And that's just become my favorite way to describe myself.
Famous in this world.
So,
His name
like
is
somebody
very
cuts
famous
me
in
at
this world.
Starbucks and I go, excuse me, I'm the real Mr. Matt. My name is very famous in this world.
I am famous
you don't
in
want
this
to do
world. Yeah, there you go.
So it's the real
Mr.
Matt.
Famous in this world.
Woo!
Mr. Matt Bennett.
Matt Bennett.
It's like Mr. Worldwide. That's Pitbull.
Pitbull. Oh, wait.
There you go.
I wish I had
I thought
an
it was.
air horn.
I thought it was Titus O'Neil.
Worldwide. Pitbull to me is just a bald man air horn voice. And I don't know why, but I feel like all of his music has air horns in it.
I saw him live. He did a Nickelodeon event.
I was with you.
and they did not. You
oh,
were
wait,
not.
no, I saw Kesha live with you.
Is that true?
Yeah, at the Kids' Choice Awards.
Well, Pitbull, I guess they didn't tell him, like, there will be kids present. So he was cursing. Like, he was going, we don't need... He does a cover of The Roof is on Fire.
Okay.
And he did the thing where he reaches out the microphone. We don't need no water. Let the And there were just like kids in the crowd going, "Motherfucker, burn!"
The kids knew motherfucker.
Yeah, and their parents too.
It
Pretty
connects.
crazy.
Oh wait, special guest Pitbull's here. I was like, Max distracted right now. Little did I know.
Well, however, I look at my actual phone.
I
during the
know.
podcast.
Is that an app?
Yeah.
Smart.
I
an app
forgot
for
you
that.
have that.
Yeah. Oh, I have
He
all
didn't
kinds.
just download it either.
No, I had this. I
he
just have to
uses it
find I
sometimes.
have more
Wow.
than one. I just have to find the right one.
I would have probably downloaded that and then run out of storage on my phone, and that would have been like the first to go.
Or the
So
last
props.
in case you need it.
Props
What
to
if
you
your
for that.
car horn breaks?
And I'm just
You just
standing out
have your
there with
hand
my
out the
iPhone
window.
6.
Exactly.
I'm still on an iPhone 6, guys. Please don't judge me.
5.
Yeah.
I'm at a 5.
Why do we- why- who
Together
needs-
we
who needs
bridge
a new one?
the generations.
I like having my headphone jack.
Yeah, me too.
Like I just don't.
I
wanna do
miss
that.
my headphone jack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
We're here to talk about iPhones.
Yes. No. Well,
we're- Matt, what are we-
we're talking about jacks.
We're talking about. We're actually talking about something that Matt Bennett loves.
Not
yes.
loves.
Okay, he's no Sean Di Pasquale. Like he's not the guy to have on as the expert of this.
Right.
But he likes it enough. And
Yeah.
He talks about it enough.
So we came up with a theme, and I think this is appropriate. Right?
Sure, absolutely.
Please.
The
'cause
way
you
that-
wanna say something.
Broadway
Musical theater.
There you go.
The way I will say it is, look, do I love all music? No. But the music that I like, I love.
And same with musicals.
Exactly. With musicals, there are a few that I'm a diehard fan of. But all around, I wouldn't call myself a musical
And also, we're talking
theater.
about musical theater, so you can talk about school versions. So, like, we can talk about like
I was
when
in
you were
one
in
of
the
those.
you were in Fiddler on the Roof, weren't you?
Hey,
Were you?
no, excuse me.
Syosset?
Excuse me. I was in anything. I was in Anything Goes. I played a sailor number 4, and I had one line, and it was cute enough to be an angel.
There you go.
you
Wow,
ever
you
seen
nailed it.
anything
And that was
Goes?
my one musical. I
Hold
was
on,
in.
hold on. Look me in the eye and give me that line again.
Certainly cute enough to be an angel.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. No, you nailed it.
I didn't know what that musical was about.
expecting a little more
So
sailor.
let's see if we're gonna do a lot of this on this episode. From what I can remember about Say Anything, or no, what's it called? Anything Goes. I have never seen it Say Anything. Is this? It is Cole Porter created it, and I know that because of a Monty Python sketch. It's about a boat cruise. It's about a cruise line in which like a tough greaser guy makes like a young girl fall in love with him or something.
So it's like Grease, but on the water.
Is it?
I remember that it takes place on a boat. And I remember that Cole Porter did the music.
I remember that in
and
olden
everything else.
In olden
Yeah.
days, a
No
glimpse
idea.
of
Nothing else
stocking.
goes.
Do you know that one
no,
song?
no. Is that the one?
main
Anything
song?
Goes.
In olden
Anything
days,
goes.
a glimpse of
Anything
stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows.
Put it on the
Anything-
Ritz.
Yeah,
That's the song.
Anything goes.
I'm not a big musical guy. I have a
Yeah, I don't know
terrible
this one.
voice. You don't know that one?
No, I don't.
What is it from like the 50s? No, earlier probably. If it's Cole Porter.
No, that's like the.
It sounds
that's
like
like the 20s and 30s.
That's what I mean, yeah.
or something, yeah. That's like Midnight in Paris.
So it's like a love
kind
away.
of era.
It's a love story
Cole
on
Porter,
a boat.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, birds do it, bees do it.
yeah, exactly. That's the
Educated
20s and
Even
30s.
continental fleas do it.
Educated.
Oh, there are educated fleas. That's
In Paris in the 1920s.
Yes, there is.
Probably.
Yeah.
At La Republic, I think so. Do you guys remember the first musical you ever saw?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be on Broadway either. Like I used to go. Did you ever go to the Westbury Music Fair, Matt
All the
Bennett?
time.
When you were a kid?
Yes, but not for musicals. I saw Weird Al Yankovic there. I saw George Carlin.
Wow.
I saw. Oh, who else? It was cool because it's a rotating stage.
Have you ever been there, Matt? Do you
I
know
have
about
not,
it? It's in
no.
Long Island. It's like. It's not our biggest venue by any means, but it's a cool venue because it's the stage rotates in a circle, so it's theater in the round.
Yeah, but like.
Slowly, but
Very
every
slowly.
seat is
But,
a good
but,
seat.
but from a rock concert in the 70s or something where it's rotating.
Yes.
Like
not
literally.
fast, but just so that
But yeah.
everybody can
Yes,
see.
yes.
Oh yeah, it's very
It's like watching theater at the top of a tall building, like in a restaurant.
Yes.
You know those rotating
if they were
restaurants?
outside the building,
Yes, you know what I'm
like
saying?
on
You know,
scaffolding.
rotating restaurants that they have at the top of super tall buildings.
Is there only like one?
No, they all
no,
have
there's
them.
there's a bunch of them.
There's one in fucking Long Island
all
in Garden
have
City
them?
on the way to
yeah, a
Manhattan.
bunch of them. Not all, no, a bunch of them though. But yes,
How
so
interesting.
it's like watching theater on the ground level, on the top of.
What
a
was the first
skyscraper.
musical you ever saw then?
Well, probably Phantom of the Opera.
On Broadway?
Yes.
How old were you? Do you think?
See, this is what's difficult. I learned a lot about musicals because my cousin was doing community theater at a place called Cultural Arts Playhouse, or CAP. And the first thing he did was Tommy. And that's what got me into the idea of musicals. Because Tommy's super cool. Matt Cohen, can you sing your Tommy song?
Tommy, look at me, Tommy, here I am. I've never seen it.
Nailed it. I think
It's so
that's
good.
true. From my memory, yeah, I think you nailed it there.
I love Tommy. And it was the first time. I think what I was most interested in was that it was a 2-disc set. That it was so good they needed to make 2 albums out of it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so excited by that concept that it was a double record.
That's how like dense and like how
was
much material is
yeah,
here.
and
Think
it was
of how many
mine. They gave,
shitty
my
double
parent, my
records
dad
have
had the
come
CD.
since then.
So many,
Like it's
but it was on that first wave.
but it used to be a mark of quality. You're like, oh my god, they had so many songs they had to make 2 records. And then in the 90s, I feel like every record was a double record.
It was just a statement. It was saying rock and roll is important because it started with Blonde on Blonde, and then everybody had to have one. So the Beatles had theirs, the Who had theirs, Rolling Stones had Exile on Main Street. I think that was like
Chumbawamba.
70s, so later.
Because you're starting to think of like Use Your Illusion and stuff like that.
Yeah, and, like,
those
Smashing
kind of
Pumpkins
things.
and,
Like,
like, yeah.
That's
Melancholy.
the 90s.
the 90s.
Well, that's what he was saying. It's like I think yeah.
Sense. Got it.
Thank you,
Understood.
buddy.
Yeah.
So it was Phantom for you?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah. It scared me though.
What do you mean?
It's a scary musical. They wear like skull masks.
It's very gothic and theatric. Like especially like and there's moving sets on the Broadway version. Like it's actually it's gorgeous.
You'd actually love the opening. The opening.
seen
You've
it.
seen it before?
Yeah,
I've seen it too.
but not on Broadway.
The
saw it on
opening's
Broadway.
super cool. Do you mind if I explain it?
Oh,
it's like
please
an
do.
auction.
Hey guys, spoiler alert.
What is
Spoiler
Phantom
alert.
of the Opera about in like real Cliff Notes kind of thing? Rest in peace, Cliff.
There's an opera house, and a phantom lives in the basement, and he takes a liking to one girl named Christine and bowls over the competition for her.
I see you're the right guy for this.
So, like there is a girl in
Yeah.
the movie. It's Minnie Driver, and he takes he gives her something that makes her voice
no,
go
it's
away.
Emmy Rossum.
She's Christine.
Oh.
The other girl is Minnie Driver, and he takes
There's
her
a
out.
character named Minnie Driver in
Who
Phantom of the
plays
Opera.
her? Lupita Nyong'o. Andrew Lloyd Webber invented the name Minnie Driver.
Right.
Is it Andrew Lloyd Webber?
Yes.
See, I know some stuff. All right. So it's about a phantom man who falls in love with a girl.
Yes, and then there's a
But
guy
he's been
who
hiding
is
in the
love with
basement
girl.
the whole time.
Right, and he has a weird, messed up face,
And yeah,
but
From
a great
the war?
voice. From where?
From the war?
no, didn't like.
don't know why.
It's like acid or something. I might even be making that up, but yes, I know it's a tragic accident. Like it wasn't like done to him, kind of thing.
And he
But-
owned the theater, or he just
he was the Phantom.
squatting
No,
there.
But there's like weird tunnels underneath. It's Paris,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and
So
I think there's a whole thing with a boat and a moat.
Yeah,
and
they
everything.
go in a boat, and it's also, if you listen to the soundtrack now, it's really cheesy synths. Everything, it's very
Yeah.
loud and very brash, and but I don't know music theory well enough to explain how they make it feel so claustrophobic and weird.
It's like haunted house.
There's like
and everything.
smoke and
tight.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
really
No, no, no,
great,
yeah.
spooky thing.
What about you, Colk? What was your first musical that you saw?
Oh, I used to. I was raised on Gilbert and Sullivan shows.
shit.
So like the HMS
Mikado?
Pinafore and
You've
the
seen
Mikado.
that?
I was in the HMS Pinafore when it was actually my first like acting gig. Really, I was a sailor boy.
What was your line?
I didn't even have a line. I was
off
kind of-
Broadway or
yeah, I was off Broadway. Light Opera of Manhattan, Loom.
how old were you?
And like 6, maybe 4 or 5.
Okay.
Before pre-6. Pre-6. And yes, no, my biggest part was when the captain would walk by me. He was inspecting the whole crew, and he walked up to the boy and flicks my shoulder, and I jump and I do a little thing with my feet. And then salute him. Oh, that's cute. So yeah, but also I was there for window dressing in a lot of the show. Kind of
window
thing.
dressing?
I'm just pretty much scenery. I'm literally.
Oh, I
just,
see what you mean.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the little sailor boy who's standing still
You're just a
in
cute
the
little kid.
background.
Yeah.
Like, yes. So
That's-
I was furniture.
That's the one from Simpsons.
What?
The HMS Pinafore. That's the one from where
Yes,
Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob does the
is-
entire thing for
that
Bart.
is- yes, it's
for
that
Cape,
one.
and
Cape
whatever.
Fear.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Good
so
for me.
yeah, so I was raised on that. So I actually still listen to Gilbert and Sullivan.
Do you really?
And all that kind of, yeah, light opera. Isidore Godfrey and all that kind of stuff.
It's considered light opera.
Yes, it's not.
Is the genre? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the big fat lady who sings in 7 different scales and all that stuff. It's not it's It's not the Mozart kind of opera. It is light opera. It's humorous.
What defines it as what defines opera? Like, why is it opera?
Sing all
You
the way
sing all
through.
everything is a song. There's no dialogue.
So Hamilton's an opera.
I don't know what Hamilton.
Actually, I haven't seen
There's
Hamilton.
no,
so.
there's no lyric, there's no like non-song, there's no non-songs, but I guess there are interludes, but everything's off the soundtrack.
I'm just saying it's whether or not it has just dialogue.
That makes sense. Is Les Mis an opera then?
No, there's dialogue.
Yeah.
No,
Les
they
Mis?
sing the whole thing.
They sing the
Do they sing the whole
entire
freaking
thing.
Every
thing?
word, yeah.
'Cause it's I haven't seen it in like 20 years
Yeah.
practically. So yeah. But they really sing freaking everything.
Well,
Every-
look, you know,
yeah.
Rent
He goes
is
like,
also
I
technically an
remember-
opera.
I want some bread. You can't have this bread. It's like that. Yeah.
There might be a couple of stray lines that they speak, but I'm pretty sure Les Mis is completely sung through.
Yeah, okay.
So is it
Rent has a
considered-
couple of little tiny monologues that the main character Mark does.
But they do the same thing in Rent, where they're like, "We're late on rent.
Yes,
we
and
need
that's why
money.
there's 40
I
songs
have
on the soundtrack.
AIDS." It's basically every song.
Everyone
Yeah.
has AIDS.
We live in the East Village, right? Or like
You've seen it before?
Alphabet City. No.
Oh, that was exactly what they sang.
I nailed it.
I don't remember
He was
the.
being a jackass and he totally nailed it.
Yeah, I don't remember the very first one I saw because I lived in we all grew up in New York actually. Now that I think about it, so you were the closest to Broadway, but we were only like a fucking 40-minute drive or something.
An hour train ride.
So I remember, like, I don't remember what the first one is, but I definitely saw Les Mis at, like, my parents hated musicals, though, so that was a problem for me ever enjoying them. Because not only did they not want to go to them, they would openly deride them in front of me. So as a little kid, I was like, oh, yeah, musicals are lame.
It's tough.
Yeah. Like it's hard to accept Oklahoma when you have that kind of instilled in your fabric.
Right.
Well, and my parents also kept going on dates to the city to go to musicals, and they kept walking out in intermission, and they'd come home early, and I'd be like, how was the
nice.
show?
That's actually good of them because people run in. They
Yeah,
do the,
people take their seats.
Second act.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then my parents are nice people. So probably Les Mis or like fucking Lion King like 10 times.
But don't you like things like Avenue Q?
I do. So we can skip right to it. I'm not a musical guy at all for the most part.
Yeah, no, that's why we picked this theme.
Yeah. No, legit though. You always point and counterpoint.
Started, and I'm like, I kind of like the ones that I like, and you're like, I don't like them at all.
Well, here's what's funny.
You're like, just Gilbert
I said
and Sullivan.
I'm well schooled. I'm schooled.
What's funny is it's the same with you though, right? So like as a genre in general, I'm not a musical guy, and in fact, a lot of musical theater gives me actual kind of like douche chills. I feel uncomfortable sometimes watching people perform music.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, is it because like their smiles?
It's a combination of the
Like the way
smiles
they
and how
kinda, like,
fake it
smile
is,
and sing,
and they're just
like,
fucking
you know,
staring
like
at you.
insincere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So that's one of the things that turns you off.
totally. But out of the musicals I've seen, I have had like Hamilton. I know almost every word of the whole fucking thing, and that only came out in the last few years. So I'm not anti
So
the
no,
concept.
you like what you like.
I like what I
I'm
like.
kind of the same way.
And
yeah.
I'll give you everyone will give. So here's the ones I like, right? That I know like every song. Avenue Q.
Yep.
You know what that one is?
Yes,
With the puppets?
I'm very familiar with that.
Avenue Q. I love.
I've been.
Weirdly enough, something about Les Mis I really connected
Yeah,
to when I was a
it's
kid,
grand.
and it's
It's
pretty
super
great.
good.
And the
Yeah.
music's good.
Everyone sees it when they're a kid. I saw it when I was a kid. Too.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I will say I saw it maybe twice, and then was in it.
What
know,
did you play?
Gaston.
Gaston.
No,
Gavroche.
Gavroche. Sorry.
No, I was just ensemble. Long story short, it was my high school performance, but I was also acting in the city, so I kept missing rehearsal, so they just kept taking me out of scenes until I was only maybe like 3.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until opening night where I sat down and they handed us the playbill, and there was a synopsis inside, and I read that, and I was, oh, this is what we're doing. I had no idea what the musical was about. After seeing it, being in it.
It's dense.
And then finally there...
But you finally got a mission statement.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It explained everything. And I was like,
What
oh,
else?
shit. Okay, cool.
I
Now
like
get it.
Spam a lot.
You know, I actually never got around to that. I didn't get around to that in Book of
see it.
Mormon.
I saw it in
Those
Vegas.
are the two I wanted to
I
see.
I like Book of Mormon too, actually. Now that I think of it.
Yeah, I saw it.
But I'd say my main one is like I like Avenue Q and Hamilton and Les Mis.
I liked Book of Mormon. It felt more like a Robert Lopez thing than a Trey Parker and Matt Stone thing.
Gotcha.
I went in wanting Cannibal the Musical. Mm-hmm. You know, like
seen
Spadoinkle
that?
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
No, Cannibal, but no, I know about
It's their
it.
college
I've
movie.
heard.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
pretty great.
Orgasmo and like South
Yeah, yeah,
Park, Bigger,
yeah,
Longer,
yeah, yeah.
Uncut. I was hoping it would be that, and it felt more like Avenue Q, which isn't bad. I was just like, oh man, I
Yeah,
wanted their
we got to
pure unadulterated
Broadwayify it.
vision.
Like
Yeah.
you have to. Like you can't. You know, you can go hard, but you can't. You know, you have to Avenue Q it. You know,
But, you know-
because that was the edgy show. Like for
Avenue Q, totally.
Yeah, but before Book of Mormon. Now, Book of Mormon is pretty much the edgiest show that's like been out on Broadway.
Yeah, nothing overtook
when it comes.
it, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just when it comes to just edginess, the sense of humor,
Absolutely.
the dirtiness, the blueness.
Yeah, I guess producers ish.
Not that
right?
edgy.
Not that edgy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
I mean,
not
at the-
anymore. That's an interesting topic though. So controversy in theater, right? So like Avenue Q, while super beloved, I mean,
It wasn't too controversial.
no, and same with Book of Mormon, but like that show Hair was super controversial.
I think it was
right?
the naked
Well, yeah,
people.
they stood naked on stage.
Yeah, it was the
like
naked people.
fully frontal, like dicks out and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
And
think
that's why people were freaking
any
out.
dude
Yes,
ever
I played the lead in ninth grade.
did you?
No, I'm just kidding.
They do it at high schools now.
No, they
Oh my
don't.
God.
Of course, they don't actually get naked.
No,
but
I
yeah,
know, but-
you can
oh,
watch
yeah.
high school productions of Hair.
Do they wear like
They do Rent
bikinis?
too. I honestly,
I don't know. How often do you
not,
go to those performances, Bennett?
No, I saw that they had it on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, no,
I had never
Are you
seen
watching high school plays on YouTube?
when I'm absolute. I love watching Rent and Les Mis high school productions. when
Ooh,
I'm
that's
sick.
actually. You know what?
actually kinda
You've
fun.
actually
So
you've
fun.
inspired me. Yeah,
That
It
seems
sounds
fun,
that
Find
sounds
a musical
fun.
that you like and watch an amateur performance of it.
I like
and be
that.
amazed because sometimes they really knock it out of
They
the
all
park.
do that big.
Isn't
little
that great
kid-
when you find like just one person who's really, really good?
Of course,
Like,
and you're,
yeah.
you're like, wow, cool. It's almost like they made this just for that person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, I mean, look, the thing I love about watching high school performances of Rent is it's a multicultural cast.
Let's get
they
right
touch
to
on
it.
such taboo issues, and then watching a whole bunch of white kids try and approach the AIDS crisis.
Yeah.
You're like,
how I
oh,
felt
this
about
is
Rent
this
in
is
general.
such a sensitive, like a
I like that.
tentative line.
I
they're walking
really
right
like
now.
this. Like, yeah. We need to share your favorites. Like,
You
I need
brought
to.
it up
I
a
need-
few
yeah,
times
I
now,
want
Matt.
this.
Yeah.
I
Rent.
want this in my life.
Right.
You love Rent.
It's really.
That's your favorite musical.
It means
of
a
all
lot
time.
to me. I would never push it on somebody.
But at the same time, I can see like yes,
You're
Rent
smiling
means
thinking
something
about
to you.
it.
I know you. Yeah, you have joy in your face right now.
It's just such a great thing. It's so problematic. It is the second act really falls apart, and yet it just hit me at the right time in my life. So
When you had AIDS and were living in the Lower East Side, and couldn't-
Scrounging for,
Yeah.
for rent money.
I wanted to be a part of.
you were
I
like
guess,
9.
New York.
How old were you when you saw it for the first time?
13.
And you were like, "That's my show."
Well, at the same time, I really loved Rocky Horror and I loved Hedwig. I just liked edgy stuff.
Yeah.
So the idea of young bohemian New Yorkers fighting the system. They do a whole number where they're calling out people. They call it Lenny Bruce, and I'm like, oh, cool comedy.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mac?
Rent, I saw it like forever ago. I mean, I saw it again like 2 decades ago. Like I've been a little like lax on my Broadway watching the last number
Your
of
entire
years.
life?
No. I was raised in
yeah.
surrounded by musical theater. I've seen Les Mis like a number of times, but I just haven't seen it in, again like 20 years.
Did you like Rent?
Not really. To be honest, I was like a 15-year-old, something like that. I love that. Wow.
No, I honestly would not. I get it. It's tough.
It just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I was I was like 15, 16, but like I don't know. I was already living in the city. Not that I was like
Right.
scrounging for scraps or nothing.
No, it feels like New York City for college. For
I was going
like,
to say, if
college
you're
students,
someone who has not ever been like in the city, or at least like, is it
Yeah,
is-
it's for us. It's for transplants. For
Yes, yeah,
people
yeah.
who have to.
the bridge and
for-
tunnel.
if you
crowd.
want to romanticize that kind of thing, like
Yeah.
and yeah, no, it was the songs didn't really resonate, but also like I'm a schmucky teenager a little bit. Like I mean, I understand, I understood and understand what the themes are, but at the same time, like it just didn't resonate.
How
with me.
many of them have
Yeah.
AIDS? Just one?
No,
Multiple people have AIDS on that show?
No.
I've never seen Rent. So wait, it's like a cast of like 7. It's an 7 cast of ensemble, right? How many?
at
7 or
least
8?
at least 4 out of the 8, possibly 5.
Whoa! They all die?
Dude, it was the
No.
90s. Everyone had AIDS.
So the main character is
Mom and your ducks.
arguably the main character is Mark. His roommate is Roger. Roger has AIDS. Roger falls in love with Mimi. Mimi has AIDS. The whole first half is them,
Passing
like
their
that.
AIDS
Will they?
around.
Won't they?
Will they? Won't they? Give
And then
each
they
other
both find out
AIDS?
that they both have AIDS. So they're like, okay, they will. They get together.
Oh, that's cute.
Mark is his ex-girlfriend
that's
is
adorable.
Maureen. Maureen is dating Joanne. They do not have AIDS, but Maureen in the original libretto does. and that's why they break up.
What's a libretto?
The original, well, the original version, the original draft.
Okay.
One of the original, the libretto. I just re-downloaded it and was reading it. The libretto is all of the words put together, so it's just a clear document of what you're doing up there without the sheet music. So if you read it, it's revealed that Maureen does have AIDS. And then Mark breaks up with her because of it.
Did
So
the
you- but you have
creator-
to-
But this isn't in the original. This is not in the musical.
You
You would
read
see.
this in the libretto.
This is the original version.
This is
Gotcha,
extended.
gotcha.
This is
So
extended.
what I'm trying to
this
say
is
is-
Rent extended
Yeah, this is
universe.
EU.
What I'm trying to explain is that there were even more characters with HIV in
Did
the beginning.
the guy who wrote-
and
God.
they scaled it back, and there were still more than half.
You gotta scale back the HIVs, all right?
Did the playwright have AIDS?
No,
Did he
That's
like
what's crazy.
know someone who had AIDS?
all of his friends.
Oh, okay.
And there's a scene.
No,
there's a
no,
song
he
called
didn't.
"Life Support" where they go to like a exactly that, a life support meeting, and they're listing off their names, and every name is one of his friends
This
who
is
passed
so
away
depressing.
from HIV, from AIDS rather.
So
And then he
two-
died too.
He died of a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, no, I know. Not of AIDS.
What are the ironies?
Crazy.
The irony.
That's AIDSist of you.
Two of those people went to my high school.
Right.
Adam Pascal and Adele Dazeem.
Adele, the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem.
But I don't know. I think that's just random. We said right. Like I looked into it. Like I don't.
What, an aneurysm?
No, the fact that they were both in the main cast of Rent and went to the same high school, but the guy who created it wasn't from Long Island or anything. So like, I think he just randomly cast two kids from the same fucking high school.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Yeah.
That
Long
happens.
Island, we're all talented
Here's
out there.
I've done this in the past for you, and again, that's another. I haven't seen.
Wait, what? A handy? This is
I
gonna
haven't
be a
seen.
handy.
I haven't seen Rent at all, but I can.
Oh, I love this.
But I can approximate because he doesn't believe me because Matt's substantially younger than us, Mac. He does. Do you remember when that one song from Rent was like a hit on like fucking Z100 and stuff and like TRL?
I do believe.
No, I don't.
main-
It's a great song.
The main, like the 525,600. Okay. Remember? Okay,
yeah.
You're flashing back because it was like
Yeah,
a phenomenon. But I don't know the words, and I think like every time it changes.
Oh, yeah, please do
in
it.
whispers, in sunlight, in kisses, in cups of coffee, in puppies, in wishes, laughter, and time. In silly daydreams, in movies and couches, we
making stuff
love to have AIDS in the time of our life, and now we have AIDS.
No, you made the
AIDS.
You made it that last part.
Now we have
Made it up.
AIDS. Yeah, that song. Do you remember that being like a big thing?
I remember the tune, but I really don't remember even the version of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Who needs it?
But look at that.
You
look
like
at
the
that.
movie?
You can carry a
No.
tune. You can carry a tune.
You don't like the movie.
No, the movie is really disappointing.
But isn't
I
it
haven't seen
mostly
it.
the same cast except for
Most-
Rosario Dawson?
Well, that's the problem. They did it 10 years after Rent hit. So now these actors who were playing 20-year-olds when they were in their kind of like late 20s,
They're
or
in their
early
40s now.
are now in their
In their
40s,
40s,
and they're talking
and-
about like, we're not going to pay rent. And you go, you are a 40-year-old man.
yeah.
Anthony Rapp,
Stop
you look
acting
like an
responsibilities.
accountant. You look
Right.
like an accountant.
It just doesn't gel, and they also seem kind of tired. They've done it before. They should have done it if they were going to do a movie. They should have done it first run.
Yeah.
Did like right after they all came off.
Or
of
you have
it.
to completely recast
Well,
it.
they
kind
never
of thing.
do that with Broadway shows, and my thought
You have
is
to-
they don't want to stop people from seeing it, right? Like you'd think that any studio in the world would greenlight a Hamilton movie right now, and you'd be able to get the biggest actors on the planet.
Yeah.
But they're still charging fucking $500.
The other problem is it's hard to do musicals as movies. You
Yeah,
can count how
they
many
don't really
times they're
sell that
actually good.
Let's do it. How many?
Good
name
ones?
the good. Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, musical. Okay,
Little Shop of Horrors is great.
Little Shop of Horrors is really fun.
Chicago.
I was going to say
Chicago's
Chicago.
great.
I like Chicago a
Hedwig and the
lot.
Angry Inch.
I never saw it.
Cabaret.
Hedwig, I think, works better as a movie than it does as a stage
It is
show.
it is great as both, but I think I like the movie more than.
That's
seeing
what
it
I'm
on
saying. I
stage.
think it
Yes.
works better as a movie.
I haven't seen either.
It's amazing. Rocky Horror Picture Show works really good as a movie.
Yeah. That's a good one.
There have been Les Mis.
There's also
movie
like I
wasn't
mean,
great.
Awful.
because there's also like things that are like that were musical movies first. They moved over like Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins, I think,
Sure.
is like a better movie
Sure,
than a
Lion
Yeah,
King.
everything
Lion King.
Disney
Yeah.
became a musical.
Yeah,
and the
well, that's
movies
what
were
they're doing
always
now.
better, right?
I mean, I haven't seen. I mean,
I've not seen many.
Lion King's really cool in its own way. The stage show.
Yeah.
I mean, just the visuals, the Julie Taymor kind of just
big-
like all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Like that's that's cool and unique. At least like it was made its own as opposed to kind of just a 1-for-1 transfer onto a stage or.
What are other big, like, let's go stage to screen, I guess. We'll make it help us easier then. So, like, Chicago, we liked, because you're right, like, Moulin Rouge became a play after the movie.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
That's what I'm saying is that, like, what are we, what are we talking? Yeah, Moulin Rouge, jeez.
Did you like Moulin Rouge?
No.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I know all the words.
I
to
know
the
all the
Elephant-
references
Elephant Love
because people are
Medley.
always singing it to me.
The
I have a
Elephant
lot
Love
of friends
Medley?
who love Moulin Rouge. I just
It doesn't. Yeah, it's.
I like Romeo.
I was 10 when it came out. so
It's a bunch of medleys of other people's songs and good song choices and
Right.
stuff. But it's and I know it's corny and it's kind of supposed to be corny. It just doesn't. It just didn't tickle me.
Did you
Like, it
dig-
didn't-
at the
it
time I
speak
didn't
to me.
understand why it was. The song choices are anachronistic. They would do like Nirvana set
Yeah.
in like the 1900s. It made no.
I mean, I know what
made
they're
very little
trying to
sense
do.
me.
They're trying to pull it back, and they're trying to I mean,
Now I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I really there's
that's
other
what I mean.
things to
At best,
geek
it's
out
always
about.
been kind of cool to me. But
Did you dig Romeo and Juliet?
I like that better, but I think that those fall under the exact same umbrella.
Both Baz Luhrmann.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
No, I'm just saying they fall under stylistically, like just not visually, but like storytelling wise. Like, yes, no, they fall in the same umbrella.
Yeah, the same universe.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel like the songs were as obnoxious.
I like watching those movies now, going back and being like, wow,
They're nostalgic.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
He's Paris. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's cool.
You know, and the dude from Lost and Oz is Tybalt
Mercutio.
Mercutio, yeah. No, Mercutio's John Leguizamo, right?
Leguizamo?
No.
The drag queen one. Who's that? In the
Mercutio.
Baz Luhrmann. It is Mercutio. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's right.
The drag queen one in Romeo and Juliet.
No, black dude.
black dude
but he
with the
kind of dresses
dreadlocks.
up. He's
He
the one who
dresses
gets killed. It's his best friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Mercutio. He's right.
I didn't realize
Glad
he
we
was
didn't do a
dressed in-
Shakespeare
I haven't seen
episode.
it.
I know. I feel like I got aggressive with it. No, I know.
I was trying to. I know we were talking about Baz Luhrmann for a second. I was like, wait, who in William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet was a crossdresser? I could not. remember.
Every woman.
Well,
part
actually,
ever.
every female part, technically, yes. When they first when
Right.
they did first performances,
You done been Shakespeare'd.
but yes, no. It's one party where he kind of does a kind of a feminine kind of look. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It doesn't. It's not a
Harold-
It's
I love
funny.
it.
It's funny how Matt was like that. He made that the character defining feature. He's like, yeah, the guy from Oz. The one who cross dresses for 30 seconds.
Harold
in the movie.
Perrineau is the actor's name.
Did you just look it up, or do you
No,
know?
I knew that.
Oh,
I just
Oh wow,
Harold
Good on you.
Yeah, he was
Perrineau?
Augustus on Oz. He was
He was-
Walter on he was Michael on Lost.
He was in the last two Matrix High.
Yes, he was. I can't
Really?
remember his
Yep.
name though. Yeah, he's been in a ton of movies.
Now that should be a musical. The Matrix.
Ooh, actually, you know what? I would actually be oddly excited about that. But it would be a lot of kind of clubhousey kind of music thing.
Yeah.
It's
boom,
written by
boom.
Rammstein.
Yeah, exactly.
the soundtrack is really like the ending when he skyrockets up to the sky with Rage Against the Machine
Yeah.
playing. You're
Yeah.
like, oh,
What song is
wow.
it?
Yeah.
I think it was just for the soundtrack. I don't remember what the name of it is.
Oh yeah.
Marilyn Manson does in the second one. I think he has the closing song. This is the new shit. Da, da, ba, da, da. Do we want it? Yeah. Do we get it? No. This is the new shit.
I could
that
actually,
second
you know what?
movie.
I could totally see that in a Matrix 2
Yes.
musical. Matrix Reloaded.
Matrix Reloaded the musical.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't want to do just Matrix, right?
But you
Yeah.
could see a call and response song, you know what I mean? Like that would totally work.
They all stand
Well,
out
they're
at
in
the lip of the
Zion.
stage like Seasons of Love.
Yes.
Do we get it? No.
But they're in
Matrix
Zion.
and glitches and cups of Zion coffee.
There are no spoons. Ba-da-da-da.
Oh, what? So that's an interesting topic. So what about movies that have become musicals? Like weird.
Oh,
because
God.
that's a big thing that's been
So
happening
many.
recently, right? Fucking Mean Girls is about to be a musical.
Producers.
It is already a
We talked about
musical.
the producers.
Producers.
Oh, they're doing Mean Girls now.
It's
It
already on
is.
Broadway.
Yep.
Is
Oy.
it? Did it get good reviews?
I think it did.
Well, they did Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde. that's
Hairspray
right.
was a huge hit.
Hairspray, humongous.
Humongous
went
hit. They won everything
Movie
that
to
year.
musical to movie, right?
Yes, and then to
Yes.
live television
Oh,
extravaganza.
that's
They
right.
did the live musical
Yeah.
television extravaganza. It wasn't like they did
And that's
the original.
John Waters. See, that's what's funny.
No, John Waters is now
John Waters and Mel
swimming
Brooks.
in money.
And Mel
because of
Did you ever
that.
work with
right.
John Waters?
No, I never had the pleasure.
I watched a John Waters movie that I'd never seen before, Pecker.
Yeah.
Edward Furlong.
Yeah,
I was just about to bring up Pecker.
Christina Ricci.
Yes, Christina Ricci. It's how do you feel about it?
I didn't like it. That's the thing.
not
That,
good.
that
It's
was
really
pretty much
tough.
that was the only thing I didn't go in on. That was I was the right age and the
Yeah.
right everything for, and it was sent to me, and I just didn't get it and understand it.
But it's one of those movies now. Watching it, being like, "Wow, Christina Ricci's in this movie." Like going back seeing '90s
Dude,
things.
he had a weird string of like 4 movies that people forget existed, like Cecil B.
Demented,
Yeah.
Demented, yeah.
And the one with Tracy Ullman where she like hits her head and becomes like a sex maniac and works at a nursing home.
I don't know about this
and
one.
Johnny Knoxville's in it.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
he was busting him out for a minute there, probably because of the Hairspray money. He was like, "Oh look,
No,
I
this is
can
this,
make
this
movies."
predates that. This,
Oh, really?
You're
Hairspray
talking
was maybe
about
like
98, 99, 2000. Like that's the era you're talking about.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Hairspray was what, like 05, 06?
Oh, it
something
didn't
like that.
become a musical till that light.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Me don't know.
You don't know me, stupid.
Yeah. yeah, you is.
I love it. It's like I'm not good with numbers. Like no, those are dates, not numbers.
There are technically some numbers up in those dates.
No. I mean, I understand your argument.
What
yes.
about worst musical experiences you've ever been to? And I have a few because I'm not a huge musical fan. So like,
Go ahead.
Lion-
Yeah, you start us off. Yeah.
First time I saw Lion King, it was incredible. The
Yeah.
like 8th time I saw it, because of like a various school trip or a camp trip or a cousin in town, I would just sit in the lobby and play fucking Game Boy. So like,
Wow.
Lion King, if you see it too many times, it's no longer enjoyable.
Yeah.
One time in camp,
That's why you made that face when I brought up The Lion King and how great it, like, or how beautiful it was. You were like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's because I've seen it like 8 times. and
familiar
I'm
with Miss
over it.
Taymor's
Yeah,
work.
I am familiar, sir.
camp used to bring us to like random musicals. I think they would just grab whatever was cheapest. Because one time we saw something called Smokey Joe's Cafe.
Oh my God.
I've heard of that.
I saw it.
It was just a medley of songs from like the 50s, like oldies. You saw that too?
Yes, Smokey Joe's Cafe and Will Rogers Follies. I saw that too.
I
Look,
really
yes.
dislike the jukebox musical.
Yeah,
That's
wasn't
what
a
that
huge fan.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really,
Was the
really
big
big
one a
and
couple
very
years
Rock
ago?
of Ages, right?
No. The jukebox kind of like doo-wop.
Jersey
one.
Boys.
Jersey Boys. Thank you. Like yeah,
Huge.
That was huge.
I
That was
thought
the biggest. That was the biggest thing
That
since
was
sliced
huge,
cheese.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Jersey Boys? No, but I did see Rock of Ages.
Did you like it? No. We're not gonna take
It's just it's not even a genre. It's not even an era of music
No,
that
it's one of
speaks
those
to me.
inf-
Yeah,
Commercial-
you,
it's
you
the-
never got into the
Put
hair
it-
rock, you know. Yeah.
No, I wasn't alive, and then
See, I was
and then
alive
it really
for
went
that,
out of
you know.
style.
Were you into it?
Oh yeah, no, I
You were
owned
into, like,
I owned,
White Snake?
I owned Poison, sir, like Motley Crue, things like that.
Some of, like,
your
even,
older-
even,
your
even,
older
even some
siblings
AC/DC
got you
and
into it?
Metallica kind of thing. But yeah, that was definitely in. I cut my teeth.
Was
on
this
those
your
CDs.
first music?
Yeah, some of the first CDs I ever
Funny.
had.
Yeah. Because mine was like Green Day and Offspring and Pearl Jam. But
Aw,
if you go 5 years
yeah.
before, it would have
That's
been
right.
all.
Yeah.
I was about the Who, and then I remember I went to public school in 5th grade, and everybody was into Linkin Park, and I'd never
God.
heard it before,
It starts with
and that was my
one.
favorite thing.
Oh,
for the
see,
longest time.
I couldn't stand that era.
Actually, I got
You didn't like Limp Bizkit?
Limp Bizkit, like
Kid
actually,
Rock?
I liked them okay.
I like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah?
Break
I
stuff.
like them.
Yeah,
I like them
buddy.
okay,
Yeah, man.
I mean,
We like
I
Limp Bizkit.
just like don't
New
put me
metal
in
is
the
back.
Super guilty pleasure. Honestly, all this shit. Like new metal is a guilty pleasure of mine. Like Blink 182.
What?
Well,
That's
Papa
not new
Roach
metal.
though. What about Papa Roach?
That I don't even know
yeah,
what that is.
like the 2 songs that they had.
Ugh, I couldn't stand that.
I did Kid Rock. I did Limp Bizkit. I fucked with Blink 182.
I have a story. I need to be absolved of this story.
Okay, give
I
it to
need
us. I would love to hear
you
it.
to
Yeah.
cure my soul of the story, because it's something that every once in a while
Let
I
me
think
baptize
about,
you.
and I just need somebody to hear it and understand that I need to feel okay with this. Once it was on Broadway. My father took me to a magic show. He was a mentalist. He could like read minds or see, like blindfold himself and see objects and know things. And I was maybe 11 or 12, and I was really into new metal. And I showed up wearing a hat of a specific band. And
Which
they
band?
took
Oh,
it.
yeah, you know
they
what band.
took it
Okay,
as
right,
the
right.
item for him to, be blindfolded and read the title. So in front of a whole auditorium of people, he's putting his hand over the hat and going, "System of down." And I had to go, "That's right."
That's amazing.
in front of an audience of Broadway
You had to
goers.
admit to an
I had to be-
entire Broadway audience.
And at the time, I'm like, "Yeah, it's a System of a Down hat." Who I run to them.
Are those
I
the
think
guys
they're
with
really
the scary monster faces?
No, that's Slipknot.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, I can't believe I was wearing a System of a Down
System
hat
of
in
a
front of
Down.
a whole...
But it's also fun for
Broadway
like a
audience.
psychic kind of like. There's a lot of words for a band.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's just really bizarre. I don't know.
What was their song?
Chop Suey?
Chop Suey.
How'd
There
it
we go.
go?
Yeah.
Wake up, grab
If you want to.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah.
I know that because of Weird Al.
Oh, because of the
I
polka.
don't think you trust.
There's an amazing.
Tenacious D does a cover
Yeah.
too.
There's an amazing mashup of that with an Elton John. I think it's like a
Yeah,
Crocodile-
Alligator Rock.
Alligator Rock. There you go.
That's on Nielsen
Yeah.
Sierra.
Yeah, that one's really
Oh,
good.
that's on Mouth. It's on Mouth Sounds or something.
It's on one of them.
I do know that one. Yeah. So you just brought up something. Just speaking of all these rock bands, that reminded me. Certain rock bands have done musicals, right? So most famously, I guess recently, Green Day.
We had Bono and Spider-Man
yeah.
bring up the
Spider-Man
dark.
turned off the dart.
Yeah,
That's right.
Where like 5 Spider-Men died or something. What happened?
Everybody was getting injured
Everyone
left
kept-
and right.
you know,
Everyone got
They were
injured. Like,
falling,
and by
crashing.
everyone, it was 2 people. But like, yes, but that was the whole
happened
joke.
quick
is that
enough,
like,
though,
yes,
yeah.
turn off the lights. Like
that was
the
Julie
whole,
Taymor too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez, it was.
It was. She
You have
tried
to try.
She tried to do a movie career
You like
too.
you have a property as good as Spider-Man.
Some people
You
thought it was.
gotta make a musical.
Some people that like I know I never saw it, but they saw it, and I know personally they were talking about some of like the theatrics in it.
Were
And he
great.
was he was like swinging into the audience and like around the
sounded
chandelier
amazing.
and stuff like that. Like it was supposed to be actually like kind of really amazing, like when everything was moving
Bono
correctly.
did all the music for it.
Bono,
Yes,
yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
So then Green Day did. Was it called American Idiot?
It was American Idiot.
Did you
yeah.
see it?
Yes.
Was it good?
I liked it, but I love American Idiot.
Me too. But was there a story? There was a story, obviously, right? Yeah. Why'd you say it like that?
It's a little tough.
What is the story of American Idiot?
They break it into 3 stories.
Okay.
It's an anthology. Yeah.
Jesus.
One
Suburbia.
guy moves to the big city and meets St. Jimmy, and they do drugs together. And then another guy stays home and gets his girlfriend pregnant. And then another guy goes off to war and comes back injured. And that part doesn't really congeal in the way that you would hope it would.
But did they have the time of their life?
at the end, yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
there you go.
Do they really?
At the
Do
end,
they
boy.
do any songs, Green Day songs, other than American Idiot songs?
Yes,
in
they
that
do.
Show?
So they do a bunch from 21st Century Breakdown. They do a bunch of the B-sides.
They don't do
Okay.
Basket Case, Longview.
They
or
do
Time
not
of
do
Your Life.
Basket Case. But actually, Billy Joe Armstrong came on as St. Jimmy. And also, Melissa Etheridge came on. And Davey Havoc of AFI. They all came on and did a stint as St. Jimmy. And at the end, every once in a while, Green Day would show up and do like a little mini concert of their hits.
Nice. That's
Cool.
cool.
And then, but it ends with everybody playing acoustic guitar doing Time of Your Life.
Of
like
course.
Seasons of Love style at the lip of the stage.
I almost
In Green Days, in Jesus.
the time of your life.
Flaming Lips tried to do a Yoshimi musical. It got
Yeah.
as far as the Pasadena Playhouse thing or whatever.
Was it Pasadena? I
Or
know
not
they did it in
Pasadena,
San
the-
Diego.
The Long Beach. You know the one I'm talking about. The
Yeah.
one where they,
Would have loved to see that.
where they do
That'd
all
been
those,
cool.
because Trey Anastasio of Fish did a musical called Hands on a Hard Body that
Yep.
never. There's one theater in San Diego, Mac, where they try out Broadway musicals before they go to Broadway.
Tommy
I know
started
that.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
To bring up Tommy again.
Oh, and that is that's a musical by the band called The Who. Is that true?
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Are you really?
I've really never seen Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
so
by the
good.
Who. It's like
just
a movie.
so
direct,
bizarre.
There's a
yeah.
movie and everything.
There's a movie too?
There's a Cliff
Yes.
Notes version, dude. That you can watch. Yeah.
It's about a blind kid
Yo,
who plays
it's
pinball.
got crazy cameos
Yes, that's
in it.
exactly what it
It's
is.
literally about a blind kid who's good at pinball.
Absolutely. We are not making this up.
He's
Yes.
a pinball wizard.
What
Yes.
really quickly, what happens in Tommy
How does
is
he play? Like sound?
by sense of
Exactly.
smell. And it's in the song.
Wait, by sense of smell.
Yes, it's in the song.
He smells the pinballs?
He plays by sense of smell, plays by intuition. Never seen him fall. Deaf, dumb, and blind boy.
Oh, you're
plays
right.
Pinball.
What does it smell like?
Good question. You got to ask
I don't know,
Roger
you have to-
Daltrey.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, exactly.
In a nutshell,
Tommy.
What about
Tommy
Entwistle?
is John Entwistle, the
Yeah,
bassist.
I can ask him.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, never mind.
As is Keith Moon.
As is everyone else, right?
Nope.
Daltrey and
Pete Townsend is
And
the last.
Townsend too. Yeah.
What were you going to say about?
I was
Tommy
going to
the music?
explain the plot of Tommy if
Please.
you want me to.
yeah, you know what? I've enjoyed the other ones. So I guess
I'm going to try. I like doing this.
Both do Les Mis, but we got to do Tommy.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, okay, that'll be fun.
Tommy is the story. a pilot gets shot down during World War One. That's what's super weird. The timeline does not make a ton of sense. Gets shot down in like 1921, and his wife is home pregnant.
Him?
No, his wife is pregnant with a baby, has the baby. Baby grows up without a father. She starts dating another guy. The pilot is alive and comes back and finds the wife. And exactly, it's Tom Hanks in Castaway. Yes. Finds the wife in bed with this new guy, kills him. Tommy's at the door frame, like, whoa, I just saw my dad, like some guy kill my adopted father. And they start shaking him like, you didn't see it, you didn't hear it, you won't say anything to anybody. And it shocks him into a state of paralysis.
Deaf, dumb, and blind. Yeah.
And
Deaf,
the
dumb,
entire
and
time,
blind.
people fuck with him. He gets molested by his uncle. And this is a musical. And then
This is a musical.
it's a musical.
Is there a song about
He
it?
gets
Yes.
molested by the head of the
It's
head
called-
of the gladiators in Gladiator.
It is called Fiddle About. Uncle Ernie comes over, and it has one of the worst lines. Down
Ew.
with your bedclothes, up with your nightshirt. Fiddle about, fiddle about, fiddle about.
Wow.
You won't shout as I fiddle about. So then,
Too soon.
Honestly,
me too.
you're bringing up bad memories.
Sorry, man.
I'm starting to remember that song.
Do you have an uncle named Ernie?
No, but
Do you have a cousin
No, but I
named
saw
Kevin?
Tommy once.
Were you cousin Kevin?
You wish.
You wish, buddy.
So they put him in front of a pinball machine one day, and he gets really good, and people are freaking out about it, and he makes a whole bunch of money, but is still just in
And also,
this
you actually
state of
have to
shock.
see the way he plays it too. I mean,
He's super good at it.
oh yeah, but
And in
also
the movie,
He puts his head.
he's doing it.
I'm doing it.
For
and
those who
don't
can't
describe
see
it.
us, yeah.
Don't describe it.
He is so smart. That's how he does it.
They don't put glasses on him.
No. So yeah, the actor, whoever has to play young Tommy, is like staring out into space, trying not to blink. And in the movie, it's Elton John he's battling.
Yeah,
and Elton John
'cause
is
he's
wearing
the other pinball
ginormous
wizard.
boots, and it's really cool. They even
He still has
slip him-
some remnants of hair, and he's got the big glasses.
big
all right.
glasses, platform shoes.
Of
They
course.
carry him out. It is a great image of them carrying out these gigantic boots. They take him to
It's
a
very
prostitute.
WWE. It is.
They take him to the acid queen, who gives him LSD and then has sex with him. And then they also put him in an Iron Maiden, and none of that works. But all the way,
Wait, with like spikes?
yes,
Did
to
they
try-
stab him?
yes, it's
And
in
he
the movie.
survives?
Yes. Well, they're like hypodermic needles, like to
that's how
give
it
him-
ends.
Actually, you know what? That's in the,
The
movie.
last shot is just them closing.
That's how in the movie they give him the LSD. I think it's
Through
really
hypodermic-
shocking, and
hypodermic-
really
and
scary.
LSD Iron Maiden. I'm not gonna lie. There have been times in my life when I would have volunteered for that.
LSD Iron Maiden.
It's a good name for a band.
Well, all the way through the musical, he keeps going to this mirror and just looking at his reflection. And his mom gets drunk and
He can't
breaks
see
it.
anything.
Exactly. His mom is so mad, breaks the mirror. He wakes up out of his coma, and all of a sudden wakes up,
Sucks
and
at
people are
pinball.
like, they're like, everybody loves you because you're so good at pinball. And he goes, I'm gonna start a camp where people can come and learn how to play pinball from me. So he
that
opens
real?
it- Yes, this is the musical. And then now here's the ending. I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
They play pinball.
They play pinball, and he's just like, all right, you guys. But people show up, and it's like the hippie movement. So he's like, hey, you can't drink here. You can't smoke pot. You know, like you're too normal. That's another line. Some guy shows up, and he's just a nerd, and he goes, get out of here. This is real.
You're not a hippie.
And
He
they
turns
go,
into a
"Get
real
outta
dick.
here."
and they go, we're not going to take it. Gonna shake you. Gonna rape you. Let's forget you better still. And they leave him broken. And they never showed in the movie or in the musical.
See,
but
I'm forgetting this. I haven't
yeah.
seen it.
And he just like ends like broken on the side of a mountain. And that's the end of the musical.
Don't play pinball, kids.
Yeah. Long story short, don't play pinball.
All right, should we
Yeah,
do
gosh,
this?
I totally forgot about Tommy. Thank
Matt,
you.
should we
Thank
re-
you for that.
Should
You're
we
welcome.
remind you
Yeah.
about one other thing real quick, and we'll take it out on this, Matt? There have been times where we have been. It's been like 4 a.m. at a party of like 100 people, and we've decided to run as much rent as we can. Not rent. Les Mis as we can.
we try and do
One night.
What, like
one day more.
One day more. Yeah. Another day, another destiny.
This never ending
go
road to
ahead.
Calvary.
These men who seem to know my crimes will surely come a second time, one day more.
I did not live until today. How can I live when we are parted?
One day more.
Tomorrow you'll be worlds away. And yet with you my world has started.
One day more until the
One more day all on my
own.
own. Will we ever meet again?
One more day with him not caring.
Now you're just cueing him.
One more day might have known.
And I swear I will be true.
But he never saw me there. You got it. All right.
One day before the storm.
To the
You guys are-
barricades.
follow where she
All right,
goes.
enough.
Yeah, it's
Honestly, that is the most heterosexual gay thing I've seen in a while, man.
Wow,
like
sweet.
you guys, that was
Two
like,
guys-
honestly like high five for that.
two guys working their way
Honestly,
through Les
I'm,
Mis
I'm,
together.
I'm impressed. That yeah.
They will wet themselves with blood. Watch
Okay,
them
so-
run amok.
now what is
all
the
right,
plot
what
of
is
Les
the plot
Mis?
of Les Mis? There's a dude. His name is Jean
right, yeah,
Valjean.
give it to us, give it to
Don't ask why a guy's name is Jean Valjean. That'd be like a dude naming Mike the Mike. But
It's like James St. James.
okay, it is like that. He steals bread.
Yep,
He
a
gets
loaf of bread.
locked up in prison, which is fucked up. And then at prison, his prison guard is a dude named Javert who's got like
He gets put in jail for 19 years.
And where is this happening?
France.
France. Around when?
17. Nope, pre-revolution, so 1750s.
No.
French Revolution was
Because
1780.
he's in jail for 19 years, so it's before the American Revolution.
It's a sprawling musical. He's in jail for 19
it's
years.
sprawling.
So yes,
and
go
it
on,
goes
go on.
until his
I was
death.
just filling in the audience
It goes
with
like
questions
70
I already knew
years
the
in
answer
timeline.
to.
So this dude gets locked up like Aladdin style for stealing some bread, and then he gets out. He breaks out of prison, or he gets out. They let him out after 19 years.
Well, he gets 5 years initially for stealing a loaf of bread and breaking a window pane.
and they're like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Jean Valjean." And they're like, "No, it's not. Your name is a number. You got 5 more years. You
Do you
did."
remember the number?
Oh gosh.
812-479-56.
Is that your phone number?
4, 8, 15, 16, 25, 32. Who knew what that was?
Honestly, I almost okay.
It starts with 2.
Yeah, no, 257.
Oh, that's close.
8675309.
Jenny.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, you 812.
Jean Valjean.
Jenny Valjean.
Who can I turn to?
What is it?
24601.
All right. So he gets out of prison.
That's Sideshow Bob's number too. By the
We'll
way.
jump you up because
Yeah,
it's a
okay,
long
so
musical.
this begins in 1815 and culminates in 1832.
Okay. Dude gets out of prison for stealing bread, and then he like goes to this dude's house. It's like a priest, and then he tries to rob him of all of like his silverware and shit. And then the priest, he's like, oh, he gets caught, and he's like, oh fuck, man, they're gonna send me back to jail. And the priest is like, nah, you can have this gold because you need it. And then he became like a good man because of that. And then he meets a hooker named Cosette, right? No, named
Fantine.
Fantine, and
There
she
you go.
works at like a factory, and she gets like raped by her boss or something.
Well, so
Help us out too, Mac. He
takes-
seems to know
okay.
some stuff.
Because
let's see.
she already has a kid, right?
Yeah,
correct.
Cosette. Who lives with these two bastard kind
Not
of.
yet.
That's
family.
right.
Yes, already, right? Like a boarding house.
Correct.
The
Like for children.
Thénardiers,
Yes. Hard T, Thenardier, but yes.
There you go. Yeah. Who knew?
and they've got a daughter named
Eponine.
which
So
is
you
also
guys take over.
which
I
is-
was just letting you know that I'm on the trolley,
no,
guys.
and
Okay.
Eponine, incidentally, is also the name of Link's horse.
No, it's Epona.
oh god damn it! All right, I was close.
So
It all depends on the spelling.
So he meets his hooker, and she's like dying. She's like coughing up blood and stuff,
And like working in like a fish market and shit, right?
Like,
Like, I mean,
yeah,
in the
she's,
market,
like,
she works
factory.
gnarly.
and
I was going to let you take it.
all the other hookers are mean to her.
Let me listen back.
He's
Let
like,
us
you're
do this
you're
one.
so close.
All
It's
the
like
other
my-
hookers
like-
are mean.
I don't know if you guys have this. My mom gets names like 85% right.
Yeah.
All the time. So who
Like Antony. Like it's like no Anthony. Just
Yeah, something like
So
that.
on her dying, when she's dying, she meets Jean Valjean, who at this point is like a rich dude who like owns the factory, right? And she's like, "Yo, you got to make sure my daughter's okay." So he then puts her with this couple named the Thénardiers, who they think is gonna be cool. Then it jumps like
Thenardier's hard T.
Then it jumps like 20 years later, and she's been basically raised like fucking Cinderella. They hate her. They love her daughter. They have a whole song about it. Okay, what do you
raised
guys?
her?
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen totally sings a
Sasha
song
Baron
there.
Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter.
They sing a
raised
song.
her. They sing a song. Master of the House.
quick to catch your eye.
Yeah. And then basically what happens is the main gist of this is like, yo, the French Revolution is about to happen, and the girl, the daughter of the hooker who's now grown up, falls in love with this dude who's like real wrapped up in the revolution. Meanwhile, that cop from back in the day, Javert, the prison guard,
That's right.
figures
Russell Crowe.
out that Wolverine is really Wolverine, and he's like, "You're fucking going to jail," and he's like, "No." And then what happens? They just fight and stuff.
You're so close.
He says, "You're going
Your
to jail," and
timeline's a little
he goes, "I'm going to go to jail. I'll turn myself in, but first you have to let me say goodbye to my daughter or something."
You're close. This actually came before the time jump.
Oh, fuck me.
It's okay.
It's a long play.
It's good.
You know, I mean,
that was
have
pretty
you ever
spot
seen
on.
the book? Boom. You know.
I've read it.
He steals the pastor's silver, not gold.
You're jumping way back.
Yeah, because there were errors.
I love how they'll
Get
get fill in the
correct
gaps.
for errors. Come on, let's just get through it.
Well, they give him a yellow slip that he has to show to all of his employers, and
says,
everyone's just like, he gets treated like a second-class citizen. He's not given the same amount of money, so he's out of prison, can't make a living, steals this silver. The pastor, he gets caught by the police. The pastor says, "You take it,
It's
start
okay.
a new life."
You need it.
We were
uses
already at
it-
fucking grown-up Cosette.
I know, but you were
don't gotta
wrong.
double all the way back.
Well,
This
because,
podcast
so he
ain't that
tears
long.
up the yellow slip and assumes a new identity, Monsieur la Maire. And he owns the factory that Fantine works at. She starts a disturbance because she gets a letter saying, your daughter is sick. The Trinity sent it. We need more money. The other people are like, oh, she's, a slut. You got to get her out of here. She's going to cause trouble. So she gets
Slut
kicked
shaming
out.
back in the-
She becomes a prostitute
19th
and
century.
dies of a sexually transmitted disease or the grip or something.
Oh yeah.
She gets something bad.
She got like
grip.
TB. It's usually TB. Yeah.
Now, Jean Valjean, while walking down the street, he becomes a reputable person around town. Javert is in town, does not recognize him, but he is like
Javert's
Moby
Russell
Dick.
Crowe.
Javert,
Yeah. He's on the.
Jean Valjean
prowl.
is like
Yeah.
Moby Dick. Just by coincidence, a man gets run over by a horse-driven cart, and Jean Valjean lifts it, and Javert sees it and he goes, "I only know
I remember
one
this
guy."
because
Wolverine.
this happened back in prison.
Yeah, and he goes, "There's only one guy who could lift a cart. It's you."
Yep.
And so Jean Valjean
That logic
goes.
is so weird.
Jean Valjean goes to the hospital to see the guy. This is really weird. I don't know how he gets to the hospital. Sees wrap it up.
Do not wrap it up. Catch us up.
Sees Fantine. She's like, "You're the guy who got me fired from my job." Spits on him, and he goes, "What can I do?" She goes, "Take care of my daughter." He's like, "All right, I understand being cast out. I'll do that." Javert shows up and says, "You're going to jail. You're Jean Valjean." He goes, "I need to save this woman's daughter. Then I'll come back and you can take me. I'm
That's
just gonna give
what
my
it
money."
was.
Yeah,
And
there we
Javert's
go.
like, "No." So Jean Valjean like punches him and runs out.
And then
Saves
20 years
Cosette.
later.
Saves Cosette from the Thénardiers.
Yeah.
She's
Cut
like
to Claire Danes in the '90s version of the film.
Huh, wow.
Do you remember that?
No way.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson's in
Was there really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Claire Danes.
But there's no
is
music.
older Cosette. Yeah.
But there's just the music.
It's, it's,
Oh, I
it's-
did see that
It's
then.
the straight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a straight play.
Yeah, the straight play version.
Now here's where it gets really complicated.
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes is in a thing called the Mod Squad with Giovanni Ribisi. He's got his own belief system.
And
We don't
Mackay
even-
Pfeiffer.
Yeah, good pull.
Fuck yeah, I remember my mom.
Have you seen Boiler Room?
Yeah, of course. I love
Yeah,
that movie.
gosh, it's been a minute
I
since
love
I've
that movie.
since I've seen Ben Affleck's, his version of the, always ABC.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And Vin
it's
Diesel
really
with
weird going back
hair.
and watching it.
And Vin Diesel
Once
with
again, one of
hair.
those like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
movies
they
that
were
are fun to
beasts,
go back and
too.
rewatch.
Everyone ever. Nicky Cat, Vin Diesel, Giovanni Ribisi, Ben Affleck, fucking
Barry Pepper.
Barry Pepper.
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
movie legit had
And honestly, we're not looking this up either, guys.
no, boy, I loved Boiler Room. Fuck,
Okay,
man.
hold on.
How
hold
does
on.
how does Boiler Room tie into Les Miserables?
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Trivia.
Can you, in an ABC kind of way, finish up the explanation in like a single paragraph?
yeah,
Yes.
I bet everybody
No,
listening
like,
wants that.
I
It's
don't know.
tough.
Do it.
That's what I mean because it's dense, and that's the kind of that's a part of the
We
challenging
pay for
exercise.
airtime.
We haven't even
too,
gotten
so.
to intermission. That's what's so hard
I
about
know.
this musical.
I know. Really,
So
you're not
wrap it
explaining
up in
to
a
me.
paragraph.
Oh my god.
4 sentences. Wrap it up.
We time jump.
Wrap it up. 4 sentences, Matt. We time jump is not a good way to
He
start
can,
that
he can,
sentence.
yeah, it's true.
Just
it's
so,
true.
okay,
Make
that's
sure-
just
you're gonna have
that's
commas, but
ellipses. We time jump, and now here's the paragraph.
Okay, here we go.
4 sentences. We're going to
Everything's
count the
fucked
periods.
up in Paris.
Sentence 1.
Hold on.
That's a full sentence.
Because honestly, you're explaining it to me. I've seen this show
Yeah.
a bunch of times. Look, yeah.
All right. Everything's fucked up in
In
Paris.
French government, nobody is representing this. the slum people, the poor people, and the guy who dies, and so they rebel against the government. Everybody gets shot.
It turns into a revolution.
Jean Valjean. So that's one sentence.
No way.
That's one sentence.
Who are you,
No,
fucking
give it to him.
Hemingway?
I'll give it to him. Give it to
Jean
him.
Valjean rescues Marius, Cosette's love,
Yeah.
drags him through the sewers where Thénardier is pilfering corpses. He's going through corpse stuff.
Second sentence.
Period.
Two more.
Jean Valjean is sick
team
and
struggling.
dying, Cosette and Marius are getting married, Thénardier comes to the wedding, says Jean Valjean is a criminal. Cosette forgives him.
No.
There you go.
The end of the musical.
There you go. The end.
See?
There you go. Nailed it.
We should
Wow.
actually do
That was
that.
actually a really fun exercise.
That's a good exercise.
That's a good
and explain a movie in four sentences.
Like
Four
four
sentences.
sentences. Like, yeah. And also, it was fun watching you physically kind of like just struggle.
Because
for
it would have taken you an
words.
hour. You were going to do everything.
Well, I didn't even talk about the Eponine subplot, the Marius subplot.
No.
Everyone go to
mention
Broadway.
Gavroche.
Everyone go to New York. Go
Gavroche.
to Broadway.
Is it still on Broadway?
Oh, is it actually? I thought they brought it back,
that-
but
maybe
I know
it's
that I
off.
know
It's off,
I know
it's off
it was,
now.
If not, watch
Is
the
it?
movie.
I thought they brought it back. But
Watch
I might have been-
watch the Liam Neeson movie, but play the soundtrack from the other movie over
Yeah,
it.
well, not the Russell Crowe songs though.
He's okay. You don't like 40 Odd Feet of Grunt?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Now, Matt Cohen, can you do that with Little Shop of Horrors?
Yeah.
Or Mac,
but
either one of you.
on,
No,
on
I
another podcast because we're out of time, motherfucker.
really? Oh, yeah.
Oh man, it's been a while.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Matt Bennett, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, first off, please watch my TBS show Bar Mitzvah.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah,
to
we
say.
forgot to
Yeah.
pitch this.
When's
yeah.
that premiering?
It's already premiered.
No, it's been-
well,
yeah.
Oh, excuse
by
me,
the time
what
this,
am I talking
this
about?
comes
By the time
out.
this
Good
comes out.
friend.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We originally were supposed to do 8 episodes. We got we were supposed to do. We have 13 episodes.
Okay.
TBS is very behind it. They're very excited about it. Our executive produced by Kaylee Cuoco Sweeting. So really fun show. Please watch it.
All right.
But beyond that, I'm on Instagram, Matt Bennett, Twitter, Matt Bennett.
Awesome.
Thanks for clicking on the episode and listening.
Thanks for coming back,
Oh,
Matt
yeah,
Bennett.
yeah. Thanks for coming back. We have to do more musicals because actually I do want to hear the rest of Annie Get Your Gun.
It goes like this: in guns, in Annies, in cowboy hats, and buffaloes.
Does she get the gun at the end? That's the question.
I don't know, but she's going.
Annie,
to
get your gun. Annie, it's over there.
That's what Tommy would say. Culkin, where are you at on the interweb?
I'm at Incredible Coke on the Twitters and at Culkamania on the Instagrams.
I'm at Camel Toad on all the things. We are at Bunny Ears Pod on Twitter, Bunny Ears Podcast on Insta. We're at bunnyears.com. Check out the articles, buy a shirt. And we have a voicemail. Call us, leave a message. It's 845-EZE-HOAX.
What's that number?
845-EZE-HOAX.
Nice.
Other than that, it's been a very musical edition of Bunny Ears.
Thanks for having me on for musical stuff.
Thanks
It's
for
fun.
letting us have you on.
Wee.
And
I'm Matt Cohen. You are
I am Mr. Rent.
Mr. Rent. And what do we tell him every week, Mr. Rent?
Trying to stick too much dick, but if you do,
Send pics of dicks. Send us those dick pics now. But don't really send them. It's just a joke. We say we don't want
your dicks.
Oh, you got to remember not to
We don't
send the
want
pics. Pics are not the things
We don't want dicks. Yes, we want
Fucking dick.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch.
Hi, Matt and Mac. Absolutely love the podcast. I have been doing nothing but listening to it, of course, from the beginning in chronological order. So I'm almost caught up. But we just wanted you to know that Italian dressing is the best thing to marinate chicken in. So try it out, and then I will be looking for your review on a later podcast. Thanks. Love you. Suck some dick.
Mac, just calling Restaurant of the Warren here down in Orlando. I'm kind of tired of waiting, so Stu! That would be Sturby Miller, Ohio, at Swamp Adventurer. All right, in addition to that, man, true funny story, came down today, walked into the kitchen, younger daughter looking at me, going, what the hell is he doing? Didn't realize, under my breath, singing, find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. She looked at me like I was fucking crazy. Maybe I am. Peace. Go suck some dick.
Worship Satan.
A Bunny Ears LLC production.
You are freaking lumberjack!